Hey, we're live on Brunch with Brian. And today I want to talk about KPIs. KPIs are key performance indicators. And in this business, your key performance indicators is how much you get on the phone. A huge part of this business comes down to who are you talking to, how many people are you talking to, how many sellers, how many real estate agents. You can find a lot of business through realtors if you're willing to pay the commission, and you can find seller financing pre-funded deals through realtors if you know how to do it properly. And they have pocket listings, they have listings, and when you talk to enough realtors, it's amazing. They're in touch with the market. So I guess I should have almost a dual message here. KPIs, talk to a lot of sellers. So the most important KPI to your success in real estate investing is how many sellers you talk to. So how many sellers should you be talking to? I think you should try to talk to 10 sellers a week at least. That's barely more than one seller on the phone. And it can be a listed seller, and it can be a seller in any city, wherever you're working. There's a lot of different cities to work in. So I want you guys to focus on your KPIs, make sure you're making these calls. Can you tell me right now, if I asked you how many seller calls have you made in the last week? Over the last 7 days, how many sellers have you talked to? Okay, so that's going to drive your business. Now, sellers are FSBOs, but talking to a real estate agent, that also counts. Now remember, a realtor may have 10 listings or know of 100 listings with other agents, and so they might be tapped into a lot of sellers, some of whom may be flexible to take monthly payments. That's all we're asking. Is that a big ask, guys? Would you take monthly payments instead of having me just cash you out right away? Sometimes that's why we do searches for properties that have low equity and are even sometimes upside down. These people aren't waiting for money. It's not like they think when I sell my house I'm going to walk away with $100,000 or $50,000. And especially as the market conditions adjust here and as we see property prices modifying and going down, and you should be watching your Zillow. But if you look at the Zestimates over the last 30 days, they're tending now to go down. So with that in place, you're going to find more and more people who have less and less equity and care less and less about whether you cover their monthly payment to the mortgage company or not. So that's the key. That's the demographic we're looking for. A seller who's willing to take monthly payments. Sometimes that's a motivated seller. Doesn't always have to be a super motivated seller. It can also be a landlord. So remember, a landlord is a seller. If you're talking to a landlord, that counts as a seller call. So when I say 10 calls in a week, include landlords in there and call on houses for rent. Use our landlord script. Our scripts are the best in the world, and I have no hesitancy of saying that to anybody at any time ever. I worked in Hollywood for 7 years writing screenplays. I got really good at writing how people talk. Plus, I studied neuro-linguistic programming. You will never find scripts that have been so painstakingly created, every word so carefully selected as our scripts. So just stick to our scripts. Use that landlord script. Man, is that a powerful script. You should be calling houses for rent several, at many per week, houses for rent, and asking them, hey, it's rent, how about a rent to own? Would you consider that? I'll cover all the maintenance and repairs going forward. I mean, how do you you're not going to dismiss that offer out of hand. You're going to consider it, and some will take it. So guys, just look at your KPIs, and the number one, now you may have other KPIs. You might have, I want to send out 25 mailers a week, 25 letters or postcards or something like that, or I might want to send out 100, I might want to send out 500 postcards a month, or some other marketing KPI, and I recommend that. You need to have some kind of marketing, so when you call on some of these sellers to follow up, they've already gotten some kind of mail from you, and sometimes they're calling you. So I do want you to use intelligent marketing to reach out and try to get more seller calls, because when they call you, that's twice as good or 10 times as good as when you're calling them. and I'm serious about that. I also want you approaching off-market properties, not just everything that's listed that everybody can see. Although listed properties are great, once they're listed for 30 days or more, that's when you can start approaching them and just ask the agent, hey, would your seller consider monthly payments? This is what we do. When we buy an ugly house, we pay cash. We pay cash for the repairs, but this house is nice. This house is nice. The way we do it is we buy it with seller financing. Seller carrybacks. A lot of agents call them seller carrybacks. You can't tell me you can't talk to 10 sellers. That's your number one KPI. So if you have KPIs, you should have some KPIs surrounding marketing. Hey, you should have some KPIs surrounding marketing, and you should have some KPIs. Hey, come here. Yeah, the neighbors came all across the street. So then you should also have these crucial KPIs with seller calls. All right. Had to get in the show. So the puppies had to get in the show. So you know what I'm telling you guys today. Follow your KPIs. Talk to 10 sellers or more per week. And that will make the big difference. That will drive your whole machine. The sellers are the harder ones to find. Once you find the sellers and buy the house, you're automatically going to be finding buyers. So finding sellers is the challenge in this business. Make sure you're talking to at least 10 a week, and that will drive your business. All right? All right, great. So that's your new KPI. That's a KPI to follow, immediately and ongoing. I'm just trying to talk to 3 sellers a day or 5 sellers a day. That's not hard. Any day you work, 5 or 10 sellers a day. That's not hard. And especially if you're doing marketing where they're reaching out to you. All right, so guys, I'm gonna complete my KPIs. Okay, it's kind of dry, but I'm going to complete my KPIs. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to complete my KPIs. I'm going to complete my KPIs. And that means make those calls, okay? So let's do our deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. With a big smile. Nice deep breath in. Oh, yes. One more. Oh, it's great. It's a beautiful day. It's nice and cloudy out today, which is usually it's very sunny here. So we got a little bit of cloud, so I decided to come outside and say hi. So guys, until I see you next, what are you going to do? You're going to keep expecting success, getting awesome training, and of course, you're going to be taking a lot